The Pro line of iPhones will likely bid goodbye to titanium this year after 2 years, after Apple went to polished steel with the 15 Pro series in an attempt to lower the weight of the iPhones. This year it has it with the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max. The Max is moving to aluminum again in order to cut weight. This strategy was initially reported last year, and in recent days it has been verified by numerous independent sources. Leakers, including the dependable Majin Buu, joined a few hours ago. He clearly mentioned this based to the facts he acquired straight from the Apple assembly line. This year's iPhones will be 17 Pro or the Pro Max, with a mix of glass and aluminum instead of titanium, while as usual, Apple is aiming to employ different alloys and combinations of materials to attempt to enhance the longevity of the phone in question. The good news is that the back camera module will have the same transition as it does today, so it won't be a step, but Apple will pull it better by rotating it, so the photo module should not be affected, assuming you disregard the fact that it will be on the full top back, of course. However, we may anticipate the influence of the move from titanium back to aluminum on weight. The predicted iPhone 17 Pro might receive a RAM upgrade, and the next phone is projected to flaunt 12 gigs of random access memory by analyst Jeff Pu. Pu reinforced speculations reported last year by analyst and pseudo-Apple oracle Ming-Chi Kuo that the next-generation Pro iPhone models would receive a considerable bump from the 8 gigs of RAM the current iPhone 16 Pro and iPhone 16 Pro Max employ. Meanwhile, iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are expected to migrate to LPDDR512 gigs. This transition alone will contribute to a 3.5% UA increase in smartphone DRAM content across an estimated 100 million new iPhone units, Pu stated. Now, in my time with the iPhone 16 Pro Max, with its current suite of 8 gigs RAM and the fast A18 Bionic CPU, I seldom find it to be sluggish. Applications load rapidly, and the overall iOS experience seems extremely sleek and seamless. However, greater RAM is one approach to future-proof next-gen Pro phones, as artificial intelligence capabilities, Apple Intelligence here, tend to demand a substantial amount of RAM, particularly if they conduct AI operations on device rather than tap into the cloud. 9to5Mac noticed that such a bump in RAM for AI purposes was also included of Apple's Mac lineup upgrade. Today's new Mac laptops come with 16 gigs of RAM as a minimum. So, this remark by Pu and Ku's initial assertion all makes sense. While raising the RAM of the next iPhone is promising to ensuring they have a degree of endurance despite the annual launches of flagship phones, my aim is Apple leverages this more capability to also offer some remarkable and clever new AI capabilities to the next Pro iPhones. Right now, Apple Intelligence offers several excellent capabilities, but none seem like breakthrough, must-use tools. Just spitballing, I'd love to see Apple Intelligence utilize both iPhone cameras and Apple Watch data to advise tailored exercises for me to burst my tummy and get in trimmer shape. Instead, Apple Intelligence has me stuck with being able to rewrite the tone of emails and texts, or crush 2 emojis together to make some new abomination. Sigh. Next, iPhone 17 might offer one of the greatest design changes in years, a camera bar that runs across the full width of the smartphone. The initial reports regarding this invention surfaced in late 2024, but there are currently rising indicators that Apple might really take this move. The question is, why would Apple replace the proven and trusted camera island with a continuous bar? In addition to aesthetic grounds, it might largely be about technical obstacles. Thinner iPhones and more powerful cameras require more room for their components, and a camera bar might be the answer. But how solid are these reports truly, and what would such a change signify for the iPhone 17? The report concerning a camera bar for the iPhone 17 initially arose in December 2024. A Weibo account named Digital Chat Station and Chukin Loshriv brought the matter into debate. This was then followed by a leak from Majin Buu, which however displayed pretty questionable drawings and photographs from the supply chain. John Prosser picked up the idea and talked of a plausible possibility, but it was the well-known Apple leaker Sonny Dixon who initially garnered notice with his designs of cases with a camera bar. However, there is still no confirmation from extremely credible sources, such as Ming-Chi Kuo or Mark Gurman. This suggests that it might still be an early design choice, or perhaps an abandoned prototype. Nevertheless, there are various reasons why Apple may opt to make such a design adjustment. Apple has proved again and again that it strives to make smartphones as slim as possible. While the iPhone 16 is still 7.8mm thick, there are speculations of an iPhone 17 Air at only 5.5mm, making it the smallest iPhone ever. The problem: high-quality cameras demand room. Lenses, sensors, and image stabilizers require a particular depth to produce best results. A camera bar might overcome this difficulty by giving the required room for the camera while the rest of the gadget stays incredibly small. Another justification for a camera bar is that Apple may be aiming for an iPhone 17 Air as a successor for the existing Plus model. In order to make such a gadget as small and powerful as feasible, the camera system would have to be totally rethought. While the iPhone 17 Air would largely benefit from the camera bar, the iPhone 17 Pro might also make use of it. There are speculations of better tetraprism technology, bigger sensors, and a new 48 megapixels ultra-wide-angle camera. Currently, the cameras are positioned in a triangle layout on the rear. This system might continue, but a broader configuration could offer more area for more equipment. At the same time, the design would enable other components, such as the battery, to be accommodated more effectively. The fundamental design of Apple iPhones has rarely altered since the iPhone 12. The flat sides and angular shape have been typical for years. Innovations such as the dynamic island have proved that people react favorably to visual design changes. A camera bar would be one of the most apparent additions in recent years and might serve to set the iPhone 17 apart from its predecessors. Nevertheless, there are worries. Initial illustrations reveal that even with a camera bar, the lenses would still protrude. This implies that despite the continuous bar, the iPhone would not rest totally flat on a level surface. An intriguing detail is potential new accessories. MagSafe might be enhanced by the new camera bar, and accessory makers would have additional possibilities for exploiting the rear of the iPhone effectively. Other manufacturers like Xiaomi have previously implemented camera bars on their devices. The Xiaomi Mi 11 even has a tiny display in the camera bar that could show alerts or selfie previews. Apple might possibly put a function in the camera bar, but a back display is improbable. However, sophisticated sensors or an improved LED flash are feasible. Even if it appears like the camera bar takes up superfluous space from the outside, it might enable a more effective arrangement of the components within the device. That alone would be reason enough for Apple to take this move. A camera bar would not be an altogether new innovation. Google launched such a design with the Pixel 6 in 2021, stating that it was vital to develop camera capabilities without making the device bulkier overall. Google underlined that the camera bar was not only utilitarian, but also a distinguishing design component. Apple may use a similar way to develop the iPhone camera while producing a visually attractive feature. The installation of a camera bar would be analogous to other Apple design choices like as the notch or the dynamic island, first contentious, then accepted as standard. Whether Apple will truly incorporate a camera bar in the iPhone 17 remains questionable. There are countless leaks and rumors, but no firm proof from trustworthy sources such as Ming-Chi Kuo or Mark Gurman. Nevertheless, there are excellent grounds for such a design choice. An very thin iPhone 17 Air requires more room for its camera components, and the iPhone 17 Pro might also benefit from a bigger camera bar. Technically, the answer would make sense, and from a design point of view, a perceptible modification may enhance sales. The next months will demonstrate if Apple is genuinely heading down this road or whether the leaked prototypes are merely testing for future versions. One thing is certain. If Apple adds the camera bar, it will not just be a practical solution, but a purposefully selected design feature that makes the iPhone 17 distinctive. Our Amazon storefront, the finest range of accessories, including for HomeKit. This is essentially Pooh doubling down on a previous forecast. He claimed that this year's iPhone will be receiving a 12GB update last August, before 2024's models were even unveiled. According to the site, the justification for this year's increase is entirely down to AI performance, with Apple Intelligence set to have rising needs over time. Even if next year's standard iPhones have AI feature parity with the Pro versions, this would theoretically enable the iPhone 17 Pro forward compatibility with the Apple Intelligence requirements of the iPhone 18 or 19, but the regular model could have to pass. If a RAM update is on the cards, and it's for AI-related reasons, it wouldn't be the first time for Apple. With the announcement of last year's iPhone 16 family, Apple took the uncommon step of not only confirming the internal RAM statistics of each model, but admitting that it was to guarantee each phone could easily run Apple Intelligence. The justification for this year's update is entirely down to AI performance, with Apple Intelligence set to have rising needs over time. That is why Apple Intelligence was a major feature that led us to believe that we need to get to 8 gigs, noted Apple's Senior Vice President of Hardware and Technologies, Johnny Strauji, at the time. Having said that, the 8 gigs is going to help immensely among other applications, including gaming, high-end gaming, and high-end gaming on device. The same will be true of the leap to 12 gigs, although likely less obvious with today's apps, but there appears to be some controversy over which models will receive the increase. Just days after Pew's first 12 gigs forecast last August, another expert, Ming-Chi Kuo, indicated that 12 gigs of RAM will Apple restricted to the iPhone 17 Pro Max. That might theoretically push some purchasers towards the bigger Pro Max model, but there's only so much such a technique can do. Some people simply don't want a 6.9-inch phone straining their pockets out. We still have some time to go before the complete specifications of the iPhone 17 are officially announced. While Apple only unveiled the iPhone 16 this month, for over a decade, the full numbered releases have almost always occurred in September, with only a pandemic-related delay of 1 month in 2020 breaking the trend. Also, as we gather the top AI phones, I believe Apple has to deliver something unique to iPhone 17.4 to challenge Google and its Pixel phones on the AI front. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.